This is teddygaming and welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the TMNT UK magazine, issue number 3, and this one is interesting for a few reasons, and this one is one which I don't know if I actually really like or not, just because I do have fond childhood memories reading this one, but at the same time, I didn't really actually understand it at the time, but reading back on this issue now is, I don't know, it's one of these ones that I want to like because of my childhood, but at the same time, I don't think I really can, but at the same time it's fast forward, so I may be able to say that it may be a good issue. So, yeah. Okay, so with the story, we get to see the turtles, they're in the circus, and Mikey says that he likes them, however Raph says that he hates the circus because of the clowns, and that's when the turtles notice that there's a man running, and he has all these like jewels and stuff like that he's stolen from someone, so Raph and Mikey jump in and actually take down the bad guy. Now this is when the ringmaster from the circus comes over and asks them if they'd like to be part of the circus. Now at first Turtles are a little bit like unsure about it all, just because they don't really trust the guy, and also they do think that the whole act of like them like stealing stuff is a little bit weird and unusual. But then they do come around to it saying yeah, we'll do it. So after that we do get to see the turtles going into the tent, and they do get to see all the other performers, and we do get to see this clown who's a little bit sad, and Turtles ask him like what's going on and all that, but he says that he can't really talk about it because of the ringmaster. So yeah. So then going into the next bit, we do get to see, and that's in the circus, we do get to see this blob type thing creature. He goes over to this woman and he actually steals some like jewels of her, and then she just walks away as if like nothing's happened. And I just find it like really weird that like they're allowing this to happen in front of them. And it just seems so weird, and to be honest, if anything, he just feels so off-brand for the Turtles to like allow this, even if it was like an actual act or something like that. Not to mention the blood thing is like really like, I don't know what to say, he's really smartly dressed, which I can't, I don't really know what to really say, I can't even deny that, it has really good dress sense. So then after that we do get to see the turtles come out into the ring, and they do get a man to come out to perform with them, and that's when we do get to see the turtles robbing him. And I must admit, it does feel really weird and really off-brand for the turtles to be doing some of this, especially when like they know that it's all part of a prank, but it just feels so off-brand for them to be stealing stuff, even though like in their minds they're being told that basically they'll be getting all this stuff back, but it just feels so off-brand for them, and I don't really know what to really say of it, just because it feels like so stupid that they're going to be doing this, but it is for the story and it is what it is, but it just feels so weird and off-brand for it. So then after that we do get to see the turtles come into the ringmaster's office and give him all the jewels and stuff like that, and ask him when they're going to return it, but the ringmaster says oh yeah, no, we're not going to, and then that's when he gasses them and they all fall down and knocked out and all that. So then the next page we do get to see the turtles, they're in this prison on a moving train, and for this bit here, it's not really necessarily bad just because they only had like 10 pages to work with in this comic, so I can't blame them too much. But with that being said, within one page of them waking up, they get out of the train station, climb up on top of the roof of the train, and then get into the like passage bit with all the other passengers. And I can't blame the comic too much just because it was only 10 pages, but at the same time, it just feels so weird and stupid that the Turtles have to like wake up and then escape. Stupid. So then after that, we do get to see the turtles, they're fighting all the aliens in the train, and with this bit here, I don't really know what to really say of it, just because it's really cool to see the turtles fighting all the aliens and stuff like that, which is just amazing. But at the same time, I do feel as though that because this was only one page, it just feels like really short, and I just wish there was a lot more of it, but again, I can't complain too much just because it was like 10 pages, but at the same time I'm expecting a lot more, but I don't really know what to really say of it, it's just, it was cool, I'll say that at least. So then during the battle we do get to see Raph comes in and punches Ringmaster in the face, and we do get to see a clown from earlier comes in and says take that Ringmaster, and I do feel as though for this bit here, it should be a lot cooler and stuff like that, but it just doesn't, and it's really disappointing. But I do feel as though that like with the stuff with the clown and all that could have been a really interesting thing, but I do feel as though that because again it was like only 10 pages, it doesn't really feel like very impactful, and just feels as though it was just there to make a point and stuff about, which was decent and cool enough, but at the same time I feel as though like there's little bits in here that could have been better, but but I do know that if they were given like the full 20 pages, then this story would have been like really good, and this bit here would have been more impactful. But it feels story was just like, yeah, we're here, taking it down, yep, one. And then on the final page, we do get to see the trainers being stalked, and we do get to see Bishop is there, talking to the turtles, saying how proud he is of them, and how grateful he is them for helping them. And we do get to see at the very bottom on the final panel, basically he's talking to Mikey, saying that he's like very grateful that Mikey was able to live up to the end of his bargain, and all I'll tell was a little bit annoyed by this. However, with this bit here, we don't actually get to find out why Mikey's doing it, or why Mikey did the thing in the first place, just because we're gonna find out what he did wrong, which I do think is like really annoying. But again, this is like only 10 pages, so I can't complain too much, but it is just so annoying. Oh god, I feel like I'm just gonna keep repeating myself over and over again, but I just feel still like there's so much here that like they could have done, but they couldn't. But it is what it is. So with the artwork for this issue, I must admit I do really enjoy this one, and I do think it works really well. And just like with the last issue, I do think that the art style is like there enough where basically you can tell that like it's close enough to a show where it looks enough like a show, but at the same time it doesn't, which I think it works in its favours. And yeah, I must admit it's really great, and we'd definitely like to see these artists come back. They are very talented, and we'd like to see them do a lot more fast forward stuff. I doubt it, but it would be a dream come true. But this still here was just amazing. Now with this story overall, I do feel as though I'm just going to keep repeating myself with the same points, but I would like to like basically send one last time just because, I don't know. But the thing is, like with this issue, I do feel as though that they had a really great and interesting story. I do feel as though that maybe some of the stuff in this issue, with like Turtles stealing some of the jewels from the people, it does feel a little bit weird and off-brand for the Turtles. But I do feel as though like the story was definitely there, and definitely does fit the realm of fast forward enough. But I do feel as though like there's a lot of stuff in here that maybe had they had like more pages to continue with, they could definitely like develop the story and make it a little more interesting and better and stuff like that. But I do know that I can't just because of limitations, but I don't know, it's really hard to really say just because of all that. But I must admit, looking back on this issue, it's really difficult one to really judge, just because I remember reading this one as a kid and liking it and all that, but growing up and reading it now, yeah, it's maybe not so good, but overall it was pretty decent enough. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. If there's some, please share, let us grab on stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.